Hello, and a really warm welcome to this explainer. I'm so glad you're joining us today. Go ahead and settle in, because I'm about to share a story with you. Honestly, it's a genuinely life-changing one for anyone who's ever felt completely, utterly defeated by their garden. I promise you, the secret we're going to unpack today will change how you look at your soil forever.
Just 4 weeks ago, my garden was an overgrown wasteland. Weeds were pushing out between absolutely every plant, covering every path, filling every tiny gap in the paving. If you have a garden, you know exactly the kind of heartbreak I'm talking about. But today, it's completely clean. Every single border is clear. And the most beautiful part of all this? I achieved it with absolutely zero chemical herbicides and zero backbreaking labor.
So you're probably wondering, how on earth is a transformation like that even possible? Well, it all comes down to one single ingredient that I literally had sitting in my kitchen the entire time. But before I reveal what that is, I really need to share how I found out about it, because the story of getting there matters just as much as the discovery itself. And look, listen closely to this whole thing, because there is a crucial second step after the weeds die that most people never talk about, and it's absolutely the most important part of the entire process. My own journey started with, 12 solid years of complete failure. For over a decade, weeds were the single most demoralizing part of owning my garden. I tried manual weeding, sure, but within 5 days, those deep taproots would just push new green shoots right back up. I tried chemical herbicides, and yes, they work in 48 hours, but I hated knowing I was slowly degrading the living biology of my soil. I tried pouring on boiling water, but that's entirely superficial. I even tried salt, which just permanently damages the soil, and neat vinegar, which only burned the leaves and let the roots regrow a week later. After 12 years of this cycle, I had quietly accepted that weeds were just unavoidable. But then, everything changed. Enter my neighbor, George. George lives 4 doors down. He's been gardening the exact same plot for over 30 years, and his garden is always impossibly weed-free. No weeds in the paths, none in the borders, nothing. One late afternoon, I spotted him by his gate with a simple little hand sprayer, misting something slightly cloudy onto his soil. I couldn't take it anymore. I finally stopped and just asked him what his secret was. George looked up at me completely unbothered, and he just smiled. He said, "It's just baking soda." Just baking soda. So the crucial point here is, the secret that kept his garden absolutely immaculate for 3 decades was an incredibly simple, inexpensive staple sitting right there in my baking cupboard. I was just as stunned as you probably are right now.
The science behind exactly why this works is actually fascinating. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. When it hits a weed's leaf, 2 key things happen. First, it dramatically raises the pH, making the surface highly alkaline. Weeds absolutely hate this. Their cells begin to break down rapidly. Second, it completely disrupts the plant's osmotic balance. It literally pulls the water out of the cells. The weed doesn't just stop growing, it completely desiccates, rotting from the inside out, right down to the root.
But George doesn't just mix baking soda and water. It needs a supporting cast. He adds a splash of standard white kitchen vinegar. Now, the vinegar isn't there to kill the weed, it actually acts as a penetrant to break down that waxy coating on the leaf so the baking soda can get inside. Then, a drop of ordinary washing up liquid acts as a surfactant, spreading the mixture evenly. And finally, this is the genius addition, a dash of vegetable oil to slow evaporation, which gives the baking soda maximum time to work on the leaf.
So how does this all build into the exact recipe? Well, the foundation of this little miracle mixture revolves around a single digit, the number 3. Exactly 3 tablespoons of baking soda.
Okay, here's the exact mixing procedure, and you're absolutely going to want to refer back to these ratios. You start with 1 liter of hot water, about 60 to 70 degrees Celsius, so the powder dissolves beautifully. Stir in those 3 tablespoons of baking soda. Then add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, 1 teaspoon of washing up liquid, and 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil. Mix it very gently, we don't want a volcano of bubbles here, and pour it into your hand sprayer. Now, having the recipe is only half the battle. George was incredibly strict about his application rules. You must apply this only to completely dry weeds on a dry day with no rain forecast for the next 24 hours. The timing is paramount too. Apply in the late afternoon or early evening. Never ever in the midday sun, or it'll just evaporate before it can work. Set your sprayer to a direct stream to really drench those leaves. And remember, this is non-selective. It will harm your prized roses if you aren't careful, so use a piece of cardboard as a shield around your precious plants.
Let's manage our expectations a bit here, because this isn't a harsh, toxic chemical.
It takes a little time. After 1 hour, you'll just see a faint white residue. Don't panic, it's working. By day 3, the leaf edges will turn yellow and start curling inwards. By day 7, the magic really happens. The weed is dead and the taproot is soft and destroyed. For incredibly stubborn weeds like bindweed or ground elder, just hit them with a second application after 14 days.
Which brings us right back to that massive curiosity seed we planted at the very beginning of our story. What transforms this from a temporary treatment into a permanent solution? What is George's absolutely crucial second step?
The real secret lies in George's brilliant prevention system. Once the weeds are dead and cleared, you have to stop new seeds from germinating. For borders and veg beds, apply 5 to 7 centimeters of bark mulch or straw. It completely blocks the light, stopping seeds dead in their tracks. For paving joints and paths, oh, this is pure genius. Brush a dry mixture of 8 parts sand to 1 part baking soda straight into the cracks. It creates this highly alkaline, low-water barrier where weeds simply refuse to grow. One application lasts the entire season.
The ultimate payoff is nothing short of pure liberation. The contrast is absolutely stark. In the past, I spent 40 to 50 exhausting hours a season on my knees, battling backaches, only for weeds to return in 5 days. Using George's system, I spend roughly 3 hours total per season weeding. 3 hours. I finally have the time to actually enjoy my garden, build those raised beds I've always wanted, and just relax in a completely weed-free space.
Here is the beautiful, entirely unhurried 3-hour seasonal plan. In March or April, you treat the early weeds and clear them out. In May, you apply your mulch and your sand mixture. During high summer, June and July, you just take lovely 15-minute fortnightly strolls with your hand sprayer to spot treat any brave little seedlings. August is a quick top-up of the mulch, and a final inspection in autumn means you literally wake up to clean ground the following spring. It is completely effortless.
Now, for those of you worried about your soil health, please rest easy. This solution is incredibly safe for your soil biology. It breaks down naturally into completely harmless sodium, water, and carbon dioxide, and it just washes away with the rain. The only firm warning I will give you is this: it is non-selective. Please do not spray this on your lawn grass or it will kill the grass right along with the weeds.
I just want to pause here for a moment and leave you with George's wonderful philosophy. He told me, the garden is not supposed to be something you fight. It is supposed to be something you enjoy. Isn't that beautiful? Reclaiming your garden, working with nature rather than against it. That's truly what this is all about.
So as promised, here's the complete recipe recap. 3 tablespoons of baking soda, 1 liter of hot water, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, 1 teaspoon of washing up liquid, and 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil. And never ever forget step 2, the mulch and the sand. Feel free to jot this down right now so you have everything you need to start your very own weed-free journey today.
Thank you so much for letting me share this story with you today. I'd love to hear from you, just like a good neighbor over the garden fence. Tell me in the comments, which weed gives you the absolute most trouble in your garden? I promise I read every single one. If this explainer was helpful, please do like and subscribe to keep learning with us. Remember, your garden is waiting for you to enjoy it again. Happy growing, everyone!